When I was a kid, my dad and I spent a lot of weekends outdoors, hiking, camping, fishing. He's the one that taught me how to love and respect nature. And after he passed, I wanted something to carry that memory with me. And that's where this knife comes in. So, what's going on, guys? It's Joe with Hendo Daily. And today we're going to take a look at the Saddle Mountain Skinner. I didn't buy this knife just for the specs. I didn't buy it because it was a Benchmade or it looked cool or the sheath or being a fixed blade or anything like that. I bought it for what it represents. And to me, my dad always believed in having good gear, and more importantly, even if he didn't have the best gear, taking care of it. So I wanted something that would last a lifetime. So we'll take a closer look at this because this knife is more than just a blade to me. And the important thing to me for this was the engraving that I got put on here. And when I took it in to I actually took it into a jewelry store, and they were able to engrave the steel for me. The lady asked me, she said, "Are you sure you want old man on there?" And I said, absolutely, because from probably the time I was 11 or 12 years old, my name for him was Old Man. And believe me, he was somebody that if he didn't like that, he would have told me, and I would have never mentioned it again. But I'm guessing he didn't mind it. I think he may have liked that, but that was my name for him, especially when we were out hiking or camping or anything, was just Old Man. And so the importance of this knife to me is really, like I said, what it represents. He's the one that taught me how to build a shelter, how to build a fire, how to cook on the fire, how to fish, how to tie a knot in a line, everything. And after he passed away, I wanted something to remember him by, and I almost thought about getting a tattoo for him, and but he was completely against tattoos, never liked them, never wanted anything to do with them, and so decided not to go that route, at least at that moment. And so once I really sat down and thought about it, the answer was really clear. I needed something for him that he would appreciate, and something that I could take with me on those outdoor adventures that would remind me of him. And so when I started looking around, I knew I wanted to get a good knife. And once I saw the Saddle Mountain Skinner, it was just obvious to me that this was the knife. And so I picked this up because, in all honesty, this knife is just absolutely beautiful to me. This is probably, outside of the sentimental value and what this knife means to me, just look at it for what it is. This knife is pretty close to perfect for me. I mean, I love the design of it. I love that it looks like a just traditional classic style fixed blade that belongs in the woods. And I imagine that's what Benchmade was going for when they created this. And obviously it was built and designed to be a Skinner, but also just an overall outdoor camping knife, hiking knife, because this, like I said, this is just perfect to me. And it reminds me every time I use it, carry it, that it reminds me of what he taught me and what he showed me growing up. And for a long time, and even still, I debated on whether or not I should really put this thing through the ringer and use and abuse it, because I wanted to keep it in good condition. Right now I have it on a knife stand in my room, and I see it every day. I look at it every day. But I've thought a lot about it and gone back and forth, and I've realized that sitting up on a shelf, being a safe queen, essentially, is not how I don't think he would have used this. And this thing deserves and needs to be out in the wild. And I've taken it on many camping trips and hiking trips with me, and it's gotten some use out of it. But I was always nervous to ruin it, to mess it up, get it, essentially use it for what it was for. I wanted it to be preserved and keep it in good shape, but I also wanted something that I knew was going to last a long time. And Benchmade, no matter what anybody thinks of them or their prices or anything crazy like that, they make a good knife, and they make a great fixed blade. And this is something that I know will last forever, that I can pass down to one of my kids whenever the time comes. And I'm hoping that I can show them and teach them the same lessons that my dad gave me when we were out in the wild. And so I've decided, going forward, I'm still going to continue to carry this with me on hiking and camping trips, but it needs to be put to use. It needs to be used for what it was intended for. And so hiking trips, camping trips, this thing will be with me, and this thing will get used in the way that it was intended. So I'm excited to get some more adventures with this, because like I said, I carry this on a lot of trips with me. And it may not be an everyday use kind of knife. This isn't something I'm going to carry to work with me, but this is something that needs to be used and needs to be put to work as it was intended to be. So when I see this, I think of all the stories, all the memories, and my favorite, honestly, is we would go on a lot of hikes at this place called Bell Mountain over in Missouri. And yes, Bell Mountain, even in Missouri, it was just one of the highest peaks in Missouri. So for everyone that's gonna talk about Missouri having mountains, I know it's not a mountain, but that was the name of the place. And that's where we would go. We would do day trips out there. We would do overnighters, and we would get to the top of the mountain and set up our camp there. And my brother and I actually did a hike up there last year, and it's still beautiful, and it still has such great hype for me. And I love that trail, and I love that hike. And we would have overnighters, and I think of sitting around the campfire, building our shelter, cooking food, making coffee, and just enjoying the peace and quiet and just the beautiful nature that hike is. And my favorite story, though, is the next morning we did an overnighter. It was me, my dad, and I believe two of my brothers. My brother Andy, that I did a video with last week, he was on that trip, and we were coming down the trail on the back end the next day after camping overnight, and there was a tree that had fallen down across the trail, and my dad took the lead and said, "You guys just follow me." And as he hopped over the tree, and it was a pretty good sized tree, as he hopped over, he jumped down onto a branch that then flung up another branch off to the side, and this huge turkey came screaming out of the tree, flapping at him, and scared the shit out of him and me and my brothers. And the image of my dad yelling and running from that turkey, because none of us expected that, is just engraved into my brain. And those are the kind of stories and memories that this knife reminds me of. And I cannot, like I mentioned, I cannot wait to have more adventures with this knife and continue to teach my kids the same lessons he gave me, the same survival skills, the same camping skills, learning how to do everything you need to do out in the wild to have a good time and enjoy the beautiful nature that we have. And I can't wait to pass that on, and I can't wait to pass this on one day to one of my kids, because I hope it'll mean as much to them and I give them as many memories as my dad gave me. So that's really what I've got for you guys today. It's a sappy, sentimental story, but I would love to know, and let me know down in the comments, I would love to know if you guys have any gear or knives like that have that sentimental value to you, because this is more than just a knife to me. This is his legacy. This is his lessons, his everything, is what this represents for me. And as I mentioned, this is just such a beautiful knife to me. And take it for what it is. Take it for the knife that it is. Take out all the stories. I would still buy this knife again, because this is hands down one of my favorite fixed blades. And then obviously the meaning behind this knife just makes it even that more important to me. So like I said, let me know what gear or knives you guys have that same value to you, that no matter what, you're going to hang on to forever. And that's it. So that's what I've got for you guys today. I appreciate y'all watching. Leave your stories down in the comments, and I will see you in the next one.